Hi, welcome. My name is Kwabena. Welcome. Share this channel with your friends, with people you think will be interested in this channel. It's about business, it's about entrepreneurship, it's about personal development, it's about finance. Everything that will make you do well. So today I want to share with you why I write books and why you should also think to write books. Why I write books. They say that readers are leaders. And I also say that readers eventually write. So a lot of the times, if you see people who write books, not those who give to people to write, I mean those who sit down to write, a lot of the times they are fed so much on books, and that's why they are reproducing. What you feed on, you produce. What you feed on, you produce. So I remember there was a time that we were in another country, and anytime I went to work, when I'm working, a lot of ideas will come. A lot of ideas. It's like somebody had just plugged some kind of tap or water hose in my brain. I will get a lot of ideas. So when I come home, I'll write a lot of them down, and that was the time that I started to write. I have read a lot of books, not novels. I love reading books because I wanted to find out some things. I wanted to find out something. I wanted to find myself. I wanted to know what I was going to do with my life. I wanted to know what I could become. So I will read any book that will seem to have the answers to this. So leadership. I'll read books on. I'll read the Bible. Listen to a lot of talks, preachings. I was hungry for knowledge. I was hungry for knowledge. So then I started to write book on my laptop. Ideas. I will use a PDF. I will use anything. What is the name? Microsoft Word. Books. I will just write them in my diaries. So I've had a lot of diaries. I will write them. I'll write them. I'll write them. Then it struck me one time that I should just put a book together. And it was about business. There are several books. As a matter of fact, I have several books on my laptop that I don't know. So ideas start to come. Ideas start to come. What I found out about writing and writing a book, and why you should also look at that, is people get to know what is in your head. People get to know what is in your head. And it's so fascinating when you meet somebody and they say that I read the book and I pick something from it. And even if somebody meets you and tells you that what you wrote was rubbish, at least they took time to read about what you wrote. But human beings are changed by words. We all live by our persuasions. What our mind processes is what we become. So if you live in an environment where there's a lot of trivialities and fun, people don't become much. But when people are committed, or people are conditioned, or people are pushed into thinking, into being analytical, and being focused on important things in life, they become something. And there's nothing that gives hope than words that are spoken or read. So I've read books about business and all this, and sometimes it's like this person. Sometimes it's like this person. So I write books so that I will share my ideas. Whether they are good or bad, I write them so that I will share my ideas. The conscious would always share. Those who have been deliberately trained and taught well, they share. And if you know much, you should share much. So if you have a book that is in your heart, write them. Especially Africans, we need a lot of our people to write books. Write anything that you have really studied and practiced and done. I'm not interested so much in things that I've never tried. I'm interested in things that I've tried and maybe done, succeeded in some way. The lessons that I've picked, I can share with people. It takes a lot to sit down to write a book. You don't write books so that you become rich. I don't think very few people will be able to write books to become rich. You build your businesses, you build your investments, but you can share. And especially those of us in Africa, in Ghana, in the rest of Africa, and blacks in general, we have to put ideas, not just about history, not just about technology, not just about business. Every area that you know something that our people need, you have to put them out, and that's why I wrote. And I still write. I have a lot that I want to write. Hopefully, I'll be able to do something. It doesn't have to be a huge book. It can be anything that you think. So a lot of the times when people even buy books, very few would even read the book, but from the first page to the last page. So whatever few things that you can write them. You're sharing them with people. You don't know who will be touched by that, especially now that you have a lot of these online platforms, Kindle and all this, that you can write a book, and upload them. You don't know who read. A lot of the times you meet somebody and they say that I read your book. We have had maybe over 6,000 of our books, or 7,000 of perspective printed. This is perspective. That's my Facebook, how to develop the mindset to start and build your business. And we have shared a lot of them. We have sold some as well, giving some to institutions, to prison services, to schools, to children. Yes, you are there. Just today, a young man met me and was talking about how he has read the book. He's a young man who's trying to build his businesses. He has 3 locations, and I was impressed. Very young guy. He said that I got a hold of your book, and I was very impressed. Every time you get somebody who will say that I put the book by my bedside, I read a copy, I read a page, I read, because we need the information that will make our people to be productive. We need this kind of information. So if you're passionate about things like that, put them down. We cannot just continue to talk and say that people don't do anything when we are not changing what they know. Anybody can control you when they don't give you the right information. Ignorance is the reason why people are controlled and subjugated. So once you bring light, knowledge is light. You bring light to people, they can fend for themselves. They can fight for themselves. You don't need to fight for people per se. Equip people to fight for themselves. You don't need to continue to give money to people. You have to encourage people to fight and be responsible. People are more proud of what they have been able to do for themselves. Sense of mission, when they know that their life is going somewhere. And that's why I write about books, and I write about this. I'm not the one going to write about other things. I write about the things that I think I have some ideas about and I'm passionate about. So you meet every now and then. Somebody will send you WhatsApp, somebody will send you email, somebody will go to the YouTube page, somebody will send message to you on Facebook, and the things that we endured when we were going through a lot of this roughness, when we started to learn how to build something, business for ourselves without any political connection or further anywhere to link you to anybody. We went through what we had to go through, but we had belief in ourselves. We believe in God, and we believed that our country was where we had to succeed. So it didn't matter the challenges, and it doesn't matter the challenges. We are not developing the mindset to wait for somebody to come and give us a hand. We are the ones to cause changes. And these are the ideas that we need to give to our young men and women, that they have to believe in themselves, and they have what it takes to build their life from wherever they are to the next stage. And that's why I write the books that I write, and I share the ideas that I share. And they should be ready for anything, so that they don't have to wait for God, they don't have to wait for government, they don't have to wait for their uncle somewhere, and that whatever they are not disadvantaged. Even if they can't read, they can't write, they can do something wherever they are. If they're not lazy, if they are truthful, honest, hardworking, and persevering, there will be something that they can do for themselves, And these are the things that we put in school, so that we put in books and share with our people. I'm so passionate about the prospects of our continent, of our country, and our young men and women, and being able to tell them that you are the ones to be in charge of the prosperity of our country. But if they are not taught, if they are not led to read and find out, and we are not able to tell them that, listen, the one who is reading and going for knowledge and trying them will be the ones to lead. It's not the ones who are waiting for help. These are the ideas that we have to share with our people. These are the ideas that we have to share with our people. So my name is Kwabena and I'm talking about why I write books. And I love writing, even though it's difficult. Ideas come. I'm not maybe a gifted writer, where you're able to put a lot of things nicely and tell stories, and be more sequential. My background is maths, is engineering, is science, so for me to even write about business and personal development and finance, it shows that it's not an area I'm an expert. But a lot of the times, human beings make significant progress in areas that they don't even have expertise, more than the areas that they have expertise. In areas that you have a lot of expertise, you become scared. Areas that you barely have any expertise, that's where a lot of the times we even make some kind of progress. So somebody would have gone to school to study English, very good in studying how to write books and all that, but it becomes difficult because then they're able to see all the errors and the wrong things, but if you're not an expert, you don't see anything. You just keep moving. So you should train yourself, share your idea. And for me, I'm more interested in entrepreneurship, in finance, in self-development, in sales, in bringing dignity to our people. If you can write about history of Africa, write them, share it with our generation. I share a lot of the books to the young ones, especially, so that they will believe in the prosperity of our continent. Here is the heaven. If you're looking for heaven, here is it. Heaven is it. Africa is it. But our people have to be told, because we've been pushed down so much. A lot of lies have been told us. That's why if an African, if anything good comes from Africa, the way the world has been structured is that even the Africans themselves and those who are not Africans, or those who live here and those who live outside, are being conditioned so much that they don't even expect any good thing to come from their own people. So a lot of the times, if there is any good thing, they don't expect it. When there's a bad thing, then they